Good evening. Good evening. Well, it depends on wherever you are coming, you are watching from. It might be morning time, it might be afternoon time there. But here, the location of this TV studio is from Nigeria. So actually, it is just some, let's say, 30 minutes to 10, which means just 9:30 p.m. And there's a breaking news from Extreme TV studio. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer actually has come out to tell the whole world reassigning of another Chief Justice to handle Nnamdi Kanu's case. It means that the former Chief Justice or Judge, Binta Nyako, has actually, watched her hands off MAZI Nnamdi Kanu's case, which actually, of course, everybody knew. Kanu told her to rescue herself from handling his case. It was obvious that Kanu, made it clear to her that she could not, jail him, that he has what it takes, to walk out free out of the court, because no law has been able, to have caught him. Nnamdi Kanu is not under any arms of law, meaning that he has been acquitted in the past by Supreme Court, by Appeal Court, yet they could not allow the innocent man to go. So that was why he was, telling Peter Nyako in the past, during the last hearing, that she should at least recuse himself. That's rescue himself. That is save herself of any disgrace, on a framework of, legal practice. Because if you ask me, I would remember that in 2021, when Nnamdi Kanu was, extraordinary rendition from Nairobi, Kenya into Nigeria, Canadian Justice Minister, Attorney General of Canada, is an Igbo man, MAZI. I think he is the one there still. MAZI made it clear that Malami, the Nigerian Attorney General, when Nnamdi Kanu was abducted illegally from Nairobi, Kenya, was questioning the legal credibility of Abubakar Malami, the then Nigerian Attorney General of Federation, who was not there in that position based on competence, based on prowess and expertise. What I mean here is based on what he has known, as in the legal practice. He has not known nothing. If someone like Malami Abubakar could be an Attorney General of Federation of Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't have been illegally abducted from Nairobi, Kenya, without appropriate legal process, without appropriate document. There must be a treaty down, a pact, an agreement between Kenya and Nigeria, so that if such thing happens, Kenya will at least, legally back themselves up or defend themselves, and Nigeria too. But you can see Malami was there just as a figurehead, a man who was, duly appointed by his kinsman, Muhammad Buhari, without appropriate screening, without at least examining the person. There is what is called attitude test. This attitude test is what will actually, grant you a one-way ticket or traffic to any appointment or appointed position, to actually tell the people in the house, the lawmakers, the legislators, that you are qualified to fill up a particular designation you are opting for. But nobody actually has screened Malami to actually tell Nigerians that this man is a legal giant. This man had actually in the past solicited or advocated a particular case, sat a particular case, presided over a particular case and actually won. All these attorney generals in the past, under the regime of Muhammad Buhari, all those ones, if you ask me, they just, during writing their semester project, let me say, barge into the library of a particular university and they stole someone's project, someone's work in the library, table it before the markers, and actually defended it later if asked to. But they wrote someone's work and presented it during their examination. So the supervisors, the markers actually could tell better than I do. Listen and listen good. Malami is not qualified to be in that position. Muhammad Buhari just appointed him Minister of Justice of Federal Republic of Nigeria from 2015, straight 8 years until his tenure expires. It wasn't based on expertise or legal prowess that Abubakar Malami is at least deserved that position. If you ask people that are in the legal, let me say, business or practitioner. Actually, when he was abusing Nnamdi Kanu in Hausa language, that was that very particular fateful day that Kanu was brought into Nigeria illegally. Brought is a low word, or let me say, just a minor language. Kanu, that very particular day, Kanu was abducted, stolen into Nigeria by the Buhari-led kidnappers and abductors. Malami was abusing, scolding, flogging dust with annoyance, in Hausa language. That is a very, very thorough violation of someone's, fundamental right. A person of that, a man of that personality, a man of timber and caliber, a man that has actually at least puzzled the entire world when he single-handedly challenged Justice Binta Nyako in his own court. In her own court, sorry, she presided over. Because as I'm talking to you now, everybody know that the court session that day belonged to Binta Nyako. But you can see how Nnamdi Kanu intelligently brought her down on her knee. That could tell you how far Igbo man has gone to be the most intelligent, let me say, man on the continent of Africa. Look at just an accused person turn against the judges, turn against the legal council of the country called Nigeria, challenge their legal council, the lawyer, that was defending Nigeria that day, an old imp, an old man, an old imp. And the Kanu actually made it clear to him that 300 million is too small for you to violate someone's right, someone that has not done you any evil. Is it because of 300 million? Won't you just rescue yourself and get out of here? You are not qualified to jail me. I'm telling you, you can never jail me. I am free as charged. I am innocent as charged. This court could not jail me. And of course, we've seen it that Nnamdi Kanu has actually won. And this time around, what is left right now is for Nnamdi Kanu to walk out of the jail, DSS facilities free of charge, because he's been an object of discussion in the White House. The Vice President of the United States of America was lamenting and shouting, why are the Christians being neglected in Nigeria? Why the number 4th deadliest terrorist organization, the Fulani Headers, are killing and maiming, and Nigerian government has not been able to hold even one soul accountable for all their wicked animosities, hostilities, and perpetration against the Benue people, against the Ebonyi people, against the Enugu people, against the Gongo community and the Barakwa in Oyo State. Yet, Nigerian government can only arrest any farmer that hacked a Fulani herdsman down in self-defense, condemn him, the farmer, and allow the killer headers. I don't know why the Sahel countries are still bent on managing Nigeria as their papa's, household. Look at what happened at the axis of Adamawa, the other day. Adamawa state was the former Gongola state, which capital was Yola. A man from Macham community, his name is Sunday Jackson or Samuel Jackson. Sunday Jackson, anyway, he was cultivating the land, working on his farmland. There came a header with all his animal grazing and encroaching on this man's farm. What an inhumanity of man against his fellow man. Then this Macham tribesman challenged the headers and said, why are you encroaching on my farm, grazing on my crops? I suffered. I spent money on this farmland. Won't you just get off or control your animal out of my farmland? You know what happened? The Fulani man drew out his sword and the Machan man drew out his machete. Both of them, they started the fencing. You know what I mean by fencing? They started fencing and fencing and fencing until the Machan tribesman prevailed on the Fulani headers and brought him down. He hacked the Fulani man in self-defense to death. And today, what happened? This matter I'm telling you now happened since 2022. Imagine. They jailed him, they condemned him, and the Supreme Court just last week affirmed the death sentence. Oh my God. Method on this man. So that is stirring up object of what controversy in the faraway United States when the vice president to Donald Trump said he could take it up by himself. He would be visiting Nigeria to fight for the poor family. That the Fulani headers, at least the man acted in defense, and he will be coming to Nigeria actually to question Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the reasons why Christians are being killed and maimed in Nigeria. The reason why Christians are, second class in Nigeria, why Muslims are just catching home, at least persecuting, exploiting and marginalizing the Christians in Nigeria. That they have been hearing these gory stories since 2015, 11 years, getting to 11 years now. Christians are dying in Nigeria on daily basis in their large numbers by their Muslim counterpart. And again, it is actually Islamization process that is going on. We were all made clear when Buhari was Nigerian president. He actually came up with various agendas. Have you forgotten about the one single agendum that has actually changed our world today in Nigeria? Ruralization, cattle colony, a situation whereby they pinch their tent all over the states of the federation, giving them a very large land like 30 hectares. They will pitch their tents all over that large land. There will be cattle, cows, all their animals will be sleeping with them, in an open, large parcel of land. Who is going to surrender his father's land? None. Whose state is going to surrender their vast land, farmland, to the Fulani, headers? None. Actually, I give kudos to the then governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayoche. I still today give kudos to the then governor of Osun State, Aregbesola. I say now, I'm giving kudos to the current governor of Osun State, the dancing governor, Adeleke. The dancing governor could not have done that, and he still is not ceding away Osun State land to the animal rearers Fulani. And today, all over Southwest, they are standing firm. Even the late Akere Dolu of Ondo State, blessed memory, he actually gave the Fulanis red card that he could never ever agreed on that. And so is the Lagos State Governor, then Ambode, and the Sanwo-Olu currently. So what are we saying? The Fulani headers, the Fulani hegemonies, the Fulani cattle rearers, they are losers right now. Nnamdi Kanu is walking out because it is the agenda of the Fulanis to keep on tormenting and using the court to still stop Nnamdi Kanu so that they will have their ways. Islamization process going on in the southeastern Nigeria. Kanu is not around. We are seeing it. Kanu is not around. And Samuel Ekpa is not around. So what am I saying? I try to rest my case here until when I come here again tomorrow to tell you actually how Kanu's case is taking another dimension, and the Biafrans all over the world are rejoicing over this turnaround, events about Kanu's case. May I rest my oar here so that we are going to at least come here once again to the studio. Extreme TV News, please hit the notification bell, like me, follow me. I need your comment on the comment section. Biafra is gaining weight, much weight against its Nigerian counterparts. Good evening. See ya again.